You just heard Carmelo Anthony's trainer Chris Brickley appearing on The Breakfast Club, making the case for a final farewell season. Portland Trailblazers star Damian Lillard agrees, tweeting hashtag vote for Melo farewell season and hashtag stop playing Melo. Melo's last NBA game was back in November with the Rockets. Now, D'Angelo Williams still right here with us in studio, but Dominique, we'll start with you here. Does Melo deserve a farewell tour?
Absolutely. I mean, what Melo is meant to the game, the point of the farewell tour is to celebrate somebody's career and their contributions to the game. And that's why you go around all the cities. People can appreciate what he's done. And he's been a huge contributor to this league. I think he's been unfairly probably compared to LeBron early in his career because they came out in the same draft. But what he's meant to the NBA has been significant, not only the NBA, but to USA Basketball. So I think I'm not a purist about farewell tours. Like, it doesn't mean a whole bunch to me. It's an extra little thing that you can add on to it that makes the fans enjoy it. And it gives you an opportunity to show appreciation for guys, because we spend so much time being critical of these guys year in and year out, picking apart every little thing they do and every little thing they say. So why not, when he's about to go out, you give a guy an opportunity to go around. If you don't like him, you don't got to watch. You don't got to send him no gifts. But if we all appreciate it, let's celebrate him.
Let me go. I want to go.
Okay.
It's hard for me because I got a lot of love for Melo, and I've known him for many years, and I genuinely care about him. I want to say this. I disagree with you. I got to be real. I don't think he deserves a farewell tour. If you're the New York Knicks, he deserves to be honored. If you're the Denver Nuggets, he deserves to be honored. But when you talk about a league-wide farewell tour, let's think about that. The Magic Johnsons, the Kareem Abdul-Jabbars, the Dr. J. Julius Irvins, obviously Michael Jordan, guys like that. Dwayne Wade and Dirk Nowitzki, champions. When it's time, LeBron James,
absolutely,
champion. Everybody I mentioned, champion. And so for me, you've never even played in an NBA Finals. Remember, I'm about to go and interview this man. So I want to be clear. I mean, I wish I could say something different. Melo, to me, is a Hall of Famer because he's a basketball Hall of Famer. If it were the NBA Hall of Fame, we could look at his numbers as a scorer. But when you've never even played in an NBA Finals, that's going to be a struggle. Remember, I'm not talking about your game. I know you could ball.
Right.
Melo was a prolific scorer, one of the greatest scorers we ever saw in a generation.
Right.
Tracy McGrady, it was a challenge for me for him to be a Hall of Famer. I knew how great he was, and I knew what he would have done if Grant Hill hadn't gotten hurt when they were together in Orlando. Plus, I saw the greatness of a Tracy McGrady in Houston, but he hadn't gotten out of the first round. And so, Chris Webber's going to be a Hall of Famer. I saw Chris Webber. I've never seen a player give up the ball faster in my life than Chris Webber gave up that ball to Mike Bibby in the conference finals against you talk about somebody that didn't want the basketball. I mean, he was scared to death, and Chris Webber was a great player, all right? But that moment resonates. Reggie Miller's a Hall of Famer, but he hit so many big shots, a winner, got to an NBA Finals, just ran into Jordan. We talked about that yesterday. When we look at Melo, here's the problem. Not only did you not get to the NBA Finals, you could have, and you didn't. He could have played with LeBron and D. Wade in Miami. He could have ended up in a better situation than the New York Knicks. Long before he departed from the New York Knicks, he could have insisted earlier and went someplace and joined with somebody else later on in his career after 2010. He didn't want to. And every single instance, this is what they say, and I'll ask him about this, but every instance they said, he wanted to get that money first. And so when you look at it from that perspective, what I'm saying is, imagine how much it hurts me to say it, because I know how great he is and I know he's a Hall of Famer. Because in the Hall of Fame, it's basketball Hall of Fame. It's not NBA Hall of Fame. It's basketball. It's what you did when you won the national championship at Syracuse. It's what you did as a 3-time Olympic gold medalist. You see what I'm saying? So all of that comes into consideration. He's clearly a Hall of Famer. But when you talk about a farewell tour, there has to be at least a moment where we're looking at you and the world was yours because you delivered. We can point to that. D. Wade, Dirk, Jordan, Kareem, Magic, Bird, etc. That's not what we could say about Melo. And so I think the farewell tours should be reserved for champion. Now, I don't quite remember if somebody who didn't have a title We had the farewell tour, so forgive me if that just doesn't come to my memory. But I'm very big on that title. That chip matters.
So I guess my question is if he had a title, would it be different?
Yes.
And
yes.
Does the world even want to see him? Like, I don't want to see him. Like, I'm not going to go pay money just to see him come out there and shoot the ball a couple times. Like, I don't think his game has evolved enough in today's NBA.
Right or wrong with D-Wade, because I know we got to go, right or wrong with D-Wade and others, the farewell tour was a sincere thank you for the great moments you provided to us. Melo clearly provided great moments, but clearly the audience didn't feel it was comparable to what those others provided.
Do you want to see him?
I would love to see him on the farewell tour.
I'd love to see him
play
respected and appreciated and honored. I'd like to see him come back and play some contender.
We all agree.
Farewell tour, no.
We all agree that he's being disrespected right now.
Absolutely.
Like, I think that he deserves to be on the roster. And it's funny that part of your argument against him was that he chose not to go elsewhere. Maybe it's because he wanted that money, but it seemed like an argument against a lot of our great players now is that they did choose to team up. So I feel like it could be an argument that he chose not to.
But Damian chose to stay in Portland and nobody insulted him. Why? Because he wants to win where he was. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.